Hi Ashley, thank you for coming today. How was your ride over here?
It was good. It was raining a lot, so that makes me a little nervous to drive in the rain, but I finally got here safe and sound, so it's good.
I'm glad you're here, Ashley. You went through a couple of documents, which were consent forms that you signed. We talked about confidentiality there. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't think so. I read through it. I understood, so.
Okay, I just wanted to go over just a little bit of the confidentiality portion. For sure, I would have to break that confidentiality if you tell me anything about you want to commit suicide, or you want to hurt yourself, or you want to hurt somebody else. I might have to break that confidentiality. Or if you tell me anything about hurting an elder, or there's problems with a child abuse or anything like that, I'm going to have to break any confidentiality, okay?
Okay.
So we also gave you an intake form.
Mm-hmm.
And on the intake form, you filled out questions about you and concerns. And basically, I just wanted to ask you the reasons why you're here. And, you know, what was your main concern?
My main concern is just that I can't seem to hold down a job. You know, and I feel like with that, a lot of other things are wrapped into it. I can't hold down a job not because I'm not a good employee, I'm a great employee, but I just get bored with where I'm at. And then I don't know, like I feel like I'm flaky. I'm not a flaky person, but because I move from job to job, I feel like my resume makes me look flaky, and then, you know, I just start to feel kind of anxious about that, you know, other people won't want to hire me because my resume is I look so flighty. And so my main concern, I guess, is that I just want to find a job where I feel comfortable and where I feel like I want to spend my time.
So why do you think that is a huge concern for you?
Well, because I want to enjoy what I do, but mostly because I feel like God gave me a specific set of gifts. And I guess when I feel like I'm not utilizing those gifts, I start to feel, for lack of a better word, I start to feel something fiery inside of me telling me, move on, move on, move on. Like you're wasting your time because you're not using the gifts that you should be.
Okay, so just to summarize a little bit, you mentioned that you're not too comfortable, you don't like transitioning jobs from one to another one, doesn't really make you happy. Tell me about those feelings. Explain to me a little bit about that.
Well, I get really excited when I start a new job. I'm pumped. I'm eager to learn. I love meeting new people and making friends with my coworkers and things like that. But then after about 6 months, I start to feel really unhappy. I start to feel like, I'm bored. I start to feel like there's nowhere for me to move up.
Mm-hmm.
So then I start getting that fiery feeling, like I explained, and I just feel like I have to move on with my life. Like I have to make a change. I have to find a new job.
So you feel that's not fit for you. I need a new change. I need something new.
Mm-hmm.
You also mentioned I want to know about your feelings. You said something about your resume looking flaky.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit about that. Why do you feel your resume may not?
Well, because I've had, 4 jobs in the past 2 years, I feel like, any hiring employer is going to look at that and be like, well, this person can't hold down a job, so why would we waste our time with her? Because we don't want to hire someone, train them, and then they leave us in 6 months.
Okay. Well, it's actually normal for a young person like you to seek different jobs and get to know those jobs. And if they don't like them, they'll try something new. And sometimes in the resume, some employers look at that and they see, well, this person has tried different things. They have different practices and they have different techniques. So that could be a plus because that means that you've tried different positions and different jobs and you have experience in different areas.
Mm-hmm.
You also mentioned about spirituality in your intake form.
Mm-hmm.
How has that helped you in this situation that you feel like the problem that you have?
Mm-hmm. I mean, prayer. I always turn to prayer first, and that always makes me feel grounded. It makes me feel. It reminds me that God does have a plan. I consider myself to be a very spiritual person, and I think along with that though comes that desire I have in my heart. A couple of them. One, I know I'm being called to serve God's people.
Mm-hmm.
I know that whatever I do, I want to be serving. But two, I feel like I have that skill set, and when I feel like that skill set's not being utilized, that's when I start to feel, you need to move on. You aren't doing what God is calling you to do.
So you do have a positive side of knowing that there is a calling there, that you want to do certain thing at a certain job, and it's basically you feel confident because you pray a lot and that helps you. That's a very good way of feeling support through God. Is there anything else or anybody else in your family, friends that you feel like you have support?
I mean, my family and friends all support me very, very much. They're all very proud of me. I don't know. My family loves me and they support me, and I have a difficult relationship with my dad, but that's kind of something else.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole nother can of worms, but
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, I'm very supported. I'm very loved and appreciated and things like that.
So there, you feel fine, feel okay with that part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else that you would like for me to, any goals to set with you? What would you like for me to take from this session and help you set up goals for next session?
I mean, I would really like to find a job that really utilizes all of my skills. I want to find a job that gives me that ideal environment and, allows me to serve the way I feel that I'm being called to serve.
Okay. And what about something, a plan that we can think of, or a goal that we can think about, your negative thoughts about how your resume will be flaky and that people might think, I'm not a good candidate for a position because you don't feel good about your resume. How can we work on a goal where you might not think negative thoughts about your resume?
I mean, I don't know. My resume is formatted really well. I've had lots of people look at it to help me structure it.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have a lot of skills because I've had so many positions. I've developed a lot of different skills that could be applied in many different ways, from event planning to being a tutor to helping someone with their QuickBooks, with their small business. I've done so many different things now that I have this really just random set of skills.
See, Ashley, so we can work on that goal, so you can see those highlights that you're really good at different things, different skills, that eventually you can find a job that makes you happy in exploring those skills. So for next session, I would like for us to meet, but I would like for you to take a test, which is an assessment that we usually use for personality, to check your personality traits, to see what jobs will fit best for you, and it's called Myers-Briggs. So I would have you take that test, bring me back for the next session the assessment results, and we'll go over it, we'll talk about our goals, and we'll work with that together next session.
Okay.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Any last thing that you want to talk about? Any highlights? Tell me about everything that we talked about today.
Well, I feel like we talked about a lot today. We talked about.
You can give me the highlights.
Just my career. Obviously, I have issues with just keeping a job, and we talked about maybe turning my fear of my resume into maybe a positive, so not being so afraid of it, but seeing it more as an opportunity to talk about the, numerous different skills that I've acquired because I've changed careers so many times.
Awesome. Okay, Ashley, well, we'll be talking about those goals next time, and hopefully we can see you next time, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.